Hello, back again on the Top Recap channel. This time I will tell a movie's entitled Holy Night, Demon Hunters. Let's get straight into the storyline. Recently, the residents of Seoul, South Korea, have been shaken by a series of horrifying reports about brutal acts of terror carried out by an organized group of individuals. They are neither gangsters nor street thugs. They are ordinary citizens who behave as if possessed, far stronger than normal humans. They randomly torture and abduct people, and regularly perform bizarre rituals in public places. Even the police have been left completely at a loss on how to deal with them.
저희 경찰력으로는 도저히 감당이 안 됩니다, 신부님. 사건들은 처음 봅니다.
The story then introduces a police officer who also works as a broker, escorting his client to a service company called Holy Night. Unlike conventional private detective agencies, this company specializes in exorcism and hunting evil spirits, operating under internationally recognized spiritual standards. The client explains that his child mysteriously disappeared a few days earlier. The police had already deployed 3 elite detectives to investigate the case. However, instead of returning with clues, they were found in critical condition after being attacked by strangely dressed individuals. Beyond hunting evil spirits, the leader of Holy Night, a man named Ba Woo, is also one of the most feared figures among criminals. Not only is he exceptionally skilled in combat and utterly merciless, but he also has extensive connections with influential figures in the underworld and even serves as a powerful backer within the police force.
구해올 수가 없어서. 자, 샤론.
너무 걱정하지 마세요. 저희가 최선을 다하겠습니다.
이번에도 현금으로만 가져왔어.
Because his work never disappoints, Ba Woo charges an extremely high fee in cash and requires full payment up front. After the broker receives his cut, Ba Woo orders his 2 assistants to prepare immediately to meet one of their trusted informants. Accompanied by his assistants, Kim Gun, the cameraman, and Sharon, the spiritual expert, they arrive at a nightclub whose exterior walls are covered in writings resembling arcane spells. According to the informant, the place has been turned into a cult headquarters for devil worshippers, and the client's child is about to be sacrificed. After brutally taking down the guards at the entrance, they are confronted by more guards who are completely possessed. This is evident from their glowing red eyes and black smoke emanating from their bodies. While Sharon prepares to expel the demon from the client's child, and Kim continues filming without stopping, Ba Woo mercilessly crushes the guards with his bare hands, sparks flying from his fists. It is then Sharon's turn to act. She begins the exorcism ritual by placing her hand on the victim's forehead to communicate with the demon. After learning its name and origins, she uses a specially enchanted mirror filled with sacred incantations, successfully saving the client's child. Once everything is resolved and the cult members return to normal, Ba Woo orders Kim to restrain them and report the incident to the authorities. Kim is shocked to discover a strange star-shaped tattoo on the neck of each cult member. Ba Woo speculates that it may be a mark identifying their cult membership. The following morning, Ba Woo calls the head of an orphanage and informs her that he has just transferred a large sum of money. Before achieving his current success, Ba Woo himself was once an abandoned child raised in that very orphanage. As a form of gratitude, he regularly donates all of his earnings to support the children and fund the orphanage's development. At this point, Sharon expresses her concern that the demons they have been facing lately are not ordinary entities, but high-ranking demons capable of triggering large-scale crises for humanity. Before it is too late, they must find the leader of the cult as soon as possible. The story then shifts away from Ba Woo and his team to a beautiful psychiatrist named Young Won. 5 years after her mother's death, Young Won and her younger sibling, Seo, decided to move to a remote rural area and purchase a house there. During those 5 years, Seo suffered from severe depression, leaving her mental state dangerously unstable. Although medical examinations consistently showed normal results, Unseo's behavior told a completely different story. Rather than appearing ill in a conventional sense, she seemed more like someone possessed by an unseen entity. As a result, doctors suggested that Young-won seek spiritual help instead. Due to her unstable behavior, Unseo is confined in an isolated ward, her body restrained to the bed. While observing her through CCTV, Young-won casually searches for articles about exorcism and recent spiritual phenomena, eventually discovering the website of Holy Night. Curious about the company's credibility, she consults Dr. Marco, the hospital's chief physician and a devout priest. Marco explains that medical professionals naturally struggle to believe in things that cannot be scientifically explained. However, based on his experience, some patients indeed suffer from spiritual illnesses. He also reveals that Ba Wu, the head of Holy Night, is an old and trustworthy friend. Returning to Ba Wu's side, who has just finished investigating the mysterious tattoos, he is shocked when Young-won suddenly appears before him. She explains that her sister has been gravely ill for a long time, and that Marco personally recommended Holy Night to handle the case. However, upon hearing Marco's name, Ba Wu immediately refuses her request. Though the reason for Ba Wu's hostility toward Marco remains unclear, Young-won remains convinced that Holy Night is her only hope. Before leaving, she hands Sharon a disc containing footage of Unseo during her possession episodes and begs them to save her sister. Back at the hospital, Young-won confronts Marco to ask why Ba Wu seems to hate him so deeply. Marco reveals that around 40 years ago, both he and Ba Wu grew up in the same orphanage. The difference was that Ba Wu was blessed with extraordinary physical strength and supernatural abilities to combat evil spirits. As adults, they went their separate ways but shared the same goal: to financially support the orphanage so it could continue operating. One day, a tragic incident occurred when an orphan became possessed by a powerful demon and slaughtered nearly everyone in the orphanage, including the caretakers. Ba Wu was left haunted by guilt for failing to protect them. Marco, who had already been ordained as a priest at the time, faced a painful dilemma and chose to conceal the truth from the diocese, fearing the church would shut the orphanage down. To finally set things right, Marco decides to meet Ba Wu once again to apologize for the incident years ago. He insists that he never had malicious intentions and only wanted to protect the orphanage's future. More than that, he begs Ba Wu to help Young-won out of pure humanity, setting aside his personal resentment toward Marco.
수녀님들을 모두 죽여버린 악마 루키페르만 남았죠.
그 친구를 도와주면 안 되겠나?
The story returns to Kim and Sharon, who secretly play the flash drive containing CCTV footage without Ba Wu's knowledge. What Young-won had been saying all along turns out to be true. What happened to her sister was indeed caused by the presence of an evil spirit. This is proven by her abnormal behavior and a series of strange phenomena that followed her.
거기서 뭐해?
After contemplating the situation throughout the night, Ba Wu finally gives in and agrees to continue the investigation together with Kim and Sharon. On one of those nights, the demon grows bold enough to physically harm Unseo, even destroying one of the cameras. What worries Kim even more is that on the very first day Young-won bought the house, a CCTV technician hired by the previous owner to make repairs was seen bearing the same star-shaped tattoo on his neck.
또 대주교 루키페르와
The following night, Young-won is summoned to the office to review these disturbing findings.
제가 그놈들을 막아야 됩니다. 이 친구는
It turns out that not only the CCTV technician, but also the demon worshippers have been constantly watching Unseo wherever she goes. This includes 2 hospital nurses who bear the same mark, as well as a regular courier who is also a follower of the heretical cult. Sharon explains that cultists commonly use people with empty or unstable souls as vessels to summon a demon king and create their own twisted world. Such cult members are able to sense the presence of individuals whose souls are disturbed, exactly like Unseo at this moment.
순서를 한번 만나봐야겠습니다.
Since everything began when Young-won moved into the house, Sharon suspects that something is wrong with the property itself. They decide to bring Unseo home and perform the exorcism there. In the bedroom where Unseo was first possessed, Ba Wu and his team immediately begin their preparations. After Uncio is tied to a chair, Sharon surrounds her with kitchen salt, believed to prevent the demon from releasing its dark aura. The first stage of an exorcism is manifestation, forcing the demon to reveal its true name, as the ritual can only succeed once the demon's real name is known.
장비 작동하세요.
When striking yellow bamboo fails to provoke a response, Sharon resorts to her trusted enchanted mirror to force the demon to speak. Instead, the demon laughs and shatters the mirror. A torrent of cursed chants pours from its mouth, plunging the entire house into darkness. Realizing that the chant was used to summon the demon's followers, Bawu leaves the room to inspect the house. As expected, after knocking out one guard, more appear, far more than before, forcing Bawu into a brutal fight within the narrow hallway. While Bawu deals with the remaining guards, the demon retaliates by chanting another spell against Sharon. Not only does it burn Sharon's hands and damage the vital monitoring equipment, but it also boldly stands up and challenges Sharon to a battle of incantations. Fortunately, Sharon's latest chant manages to calm Uncio. However, instead of being banished, the demon secretly possesses Young One, causing her to lash out hysterically. When Bawu returns after subduing the guards, he immediately helps Sharon restrain and save Young One.
정원 씨,
With multiple exorcism methods failing and strange phenomena continuing, Sharon suspects that something is blocking the ritual. Upon further inspection, they discover that the walls of the house are covered in hidden incantations.
전체에 저주가 걸려 있어요.
Sharon and Bawu promptly erase and destroy all of them. Back in Uncio's room, the demon attacks Bawu directly, causing him to hallucinate and encounter another demonic figure, whispering memories of the tragic incident at the orphanage 15 years earlier. Enraged and disoriented, Bawu nearly strangles the figure in his vision, only to realize it is Sharon trying to help him. Using two sharp copper knives infused with spells, Sharon slashes at the air, causing the demon to recoil in burning pain. Refusing to be outmatched, the demon unleashes another powerful chant, followed by an icy breath that freezes the entire house. Swiftly, Sharon pins Uncio's head down and forces the demon to reveal its name, as Young One approaches in distress. Uncio suddenly crawls into the hallway, clinging to the walls like a spider. With bulging veins and pitch-black eyes, it is clear that the demon has fully taken over her body. Moments later, Uncio vanishes without a trace. They split up to search for her. Sharon stays in the hallway. Young One checks the CCTV, while Bawu and Kim sweep through the house. The terror escalates as furniture begins to fly violently around them. Kim is suddenly yanked toward the ceiling, but is rescued just in time by Sharon. It is then that Young One realizes the truth. The former homeowner also had the same star-shaped tattoo. After the house purchase was finalized, the owner had warned them never to enter the storage room, claiming it had not yet been cleaned. Suspicious, Ba Wu heads there immediately. Meanwhile, Unseo grows increasingly brutal, attacking Sharon until she loses consciousness. In the storage room, Ba Wu discovers a hidden door beneath the basement floor. His suspicions are confirmed. Inside, he finds offerings and cult members in the middle of a ritual.
우리를 방해하면 너에겐 죽음뿐이다.
After brutally subduing them all, the story returns to the house, where a guard nearly kills the unconscious Sharon. Kim, lacking combat skills, is helpless and beaten severely, until Ba Wu arrives and puts an end to it. While Sharon is unconscious, the demon enters her subconscious and mocks her, claiming their efforts are meaningless. From a mass of black smoke, the demon's true form emerges, resembling a massive bull. Upon witnessing its true form, Sharon finally learns the demon's name and species. It is Moolok, a demon that devours the souls of children and adolescents. Even with its identity revealed, the exorcism is far from easy, as Moolok chants an even more powerful spell. The full horror of Moolok's power is revealed when it opens a demonic portal, attempting to drag Unseo into it. With what strength remains, Youngwon, Kim, and Ba Wu cling to a rope, desperately pulling her back, while Sharon continuously recites incantations that slowly weaken the demon's dark energy. Failing to pull Unseo through the portal, the bull-shaped demon Moolok emerges to seize her directly. However, drawing upon the strength that has long dwelled within him, Ba Wu delivers a crushing blow that finally banishes Moolok forever. With Moolok's destruction, the terrifying ordeal comes to an end. Unseo regains consciousness and returns to normal, and no lives are lost in the incident. Yet a far greater challenge awaits the three of them, for demons like Moolok will return, this time with plans far more unpredictable.